Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans selection at 62 overall, as the Houston Texans drafted Juice Scruggs, center slash offensive lineman, because he mostly plays center, and he will most likely be the Houston Texans starting center next season. But I think he also plays right tackle, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's right tackle or right guard. I can't remember which one. I think it's guard, actually. So, but he mostly plays center. But I think he can play right guard if we need him to. So I think this was a solid pick for the Texans. I don't think the Texans are going to be needing him at right guard, especially with Shaq Mason being brought in by the Buccaneers. And the position that he plays that we need him the most in is the center position, a position that the Texans were looking to add in this draft, and that's what they do at 62 in round 2. The Texans were not actually scheduled to have a round 2. Well, they were. They were supposed to have the second selection of the second round, but they traded that in the trade up for Will Anderson. But they did trade up. They were sitting there at 65, which was, I think that was the second pick of the third round, and they traded up to one of the last picks in the second round, and I think they gave up an additional pick. I think they gave up like pick 188, which is I think 188 is a fourth, or I think that's a fifth rounder. I think 188 is a fifth rounder, if I'm not mistaken, or that's a sixth rounder, and then they gave up 230, which is so I think 188 is a sixth rounder, but I'm not too sure. It might be end of the fifth round, actually, and they gave up a seventh round pick 230 to trade up 3 spots. So I will say I either give it up a fifth or sixth pick and a seventh round pick. Don't even know about 3 picks is a little ridiculous, but it is fine with me because I think, he's definitely could have been taken from the points of 62 to 65. That's probably why we traded up for him. And, I think he's going to be a good center. He's a great blocker. He's strong. He's a big dude, too. He's very strong. Cool story about him is he was in a car accident, I think, a couple years ago, if not a year ago, or whenever it was, and then that they said that they thought he wouldn't make it. There was a chance he would maybe not make it out alive, and he recovered, was able to walk again, thank God, and returned to football and had a really good season with Penn State last season. And I'm really excited to see what he can do in the NFL. I think this is a really good move for the Texans. Grading it wise, I'm gonna have to give it a B-. I hope it's better than a B-, but I don't know. I just think there are some worries about him. There are some, he makes some good plays, and he's usually he is a great center. And one good thing I like is I don't think he gets penalized as much as Scott Quisenberry. Scott Quisenberry last season for the Texans got penalized last year a lot, and that was a big problem. And I don't think he gets penalized as much. There are some things that I watch a little bit that concern me. I don't know how to describe it because he looks good, but I don't know. And also, I kind of wanted the Texans to draft Luke Weipler at 73, which we got a good pick at. We traded up again. We ultimately picked at 69 instead of 73. But I really, really, really wanted the Texans to draft Luke Weipler, Ohio State center. I like him. I think he's a good offensive lineman. Also, that C.J. Stroud center makes C.J. Stroud more comfortable. It's mostly about C.J., but also Luke Weipler is really talented. But I think Juice Scruggs will be a good center in the NFL. And we'll have to see how he does in his rookie year. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on the selection by the Houston Texans with their only selection in the second round when they weren't originally not supposed to draft in the second round. Texans Nation, let me know what your thoughts are on the pick. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out. Go Texans.